Medeni Kofi Adoma Mwanwani. Odofo eya utie okase bo ewo he. Ebo no nsia ebi wo ho a ebia na wo de no utie ewo ha.
Unparalleled coverage. City News at 97.3 FM.
Ana se utie ewo ha.
No nsia ba Adoma 06.
Ana utie ewo ha.
Abono nsia. Peace 10.
Ana wo kan nyina bom a ya na aye wadwene ntanta wo hu de wo ntie. Eno ne de ma wo KOFI radio so ye kan nyina bom a ye se puduo. Enwumre bia ebo no num apa ho sima aduonum a ene ye enhia kopem se ye bekwa amo akoma atoyem. Ensem nyina ye ka bom ne ye de amawo eno ene efe ne puduo. Wo benya kwan a kyere wadwen te sei ofrafo odi kan yentie o. Kasa menu odi ne bia ofrefi.
Nana kwa kuni mi frefi Germany.
Nana kasa.
Na story ya omukan wa Adom FM so say Abranti bia ne ge wo hwie after the good and because wa mananche to Valentine's Day. Abranti no odam ti dam ne yemu ana atete.
Nana ya da CP e beto aso na ya fa afrefo ne bi.
KOFI radio.
All right, yem for frefo a otosum yenu na ono nso ye ne nkasa.
But if I'm Benin, because I Amsterdam, but I'm a for peace for this no my mana or not then pick a question from Namboa in a day. One yard, because banks are baby and for competition.
All right, Benadi and SCP, Ebefa, your next scholar. Okay, yem for frefo chat for crana fee, Yeneno and Casa. Minia, would any be our free finafe Casa Yentio?
What from KOFI is my favorite Italy.
You can in Aboma Yadema live at KOFIonline.com and I say tune in and I say modernghana.com and I say KOFI TV international.com. A whole year no benya na wetumieti. You best streaming live at KOFI radio at Facebook. Ya kwaina kan ho we ya kabom ensem ni nyina Ghana ebe kura osekusu ya puduo ene ya de bro. Me di KOFI Adoma Mwanwani. Back on your radio, KOFI Radio.
KOFI radio. The all-around radio station for breaking news.
Nonso abo apamu be sima aduonu entemnie adum eye KOFI radio puduo eso ena wasungu a wutie no medin ene nana sefa hwenibobo na free sabrey ekopem se no nwotwe eye 8 pm ebebo ne de ensem a yetie Ghana ha ensem o editie na ewo se utie bi ene yaka bomu a yato ne din puduo na yede ebesomo se KOFI radio puduo kase no mi amidi buduo kase eho chia me midin ebiem ene nana sefa hwenibobo na ensem no asem a editie Yanko City FM na yanko tie eho headlines are omdi to dwa enne anwumre.
It's 17:30 GMT live from our studios here in Adabraka in Accra. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 City FM with Umaru Sanda Amadou. And tonight I'm here with
Mina W.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
The Ashanti Regional Security Council hereby directs any person or group that has grievances against the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology should report it to the appropriate authorities for redress or necessary action.
Ashanti Regional Security Council declares Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology a security zone, warning parents to caution their children who may foment trouble. We'll hear exactly what the council has gathered so far. Also coming up, Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa urges calm amongst the Ghanaian community in that country following renewed xenophobic attacks on particularly Nigerians. And later on Eyewitness News.
After the directive, the bulletproof protections have been distributed, and I'm happy that it's acknowledged here. And I can assure you that more equipment will be coming.
Interior Minister proceeds with arming MTTD officials with defensive protective equipment on Ghanaian roads, despite opposition from some security analysts who hold a view that arming them may not be the right way.
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
NLTA City 97.3 FM headlines. Ewo Eyewitness News. Eso NLTA no na entem yansanko na yankofa eye Peace 104.3 FM headlines.
Mi olukele yemi osibajo wanonsiri na no atumu bi akaseti ase eyade bi a etanya eni kwanse bikura esi wa bibrem ha
edon kuma wa Ghana mrahye bedwa mu kire se senka ban we nim ne a wo ya nkwanhwe ma banks angu
ekuo bi a wo mo kwaben wo mo se abrante na policefo bo ne tuo no a wo mo se sebio na nadwiri mo kano no wo mo de wo mo nyi ni saa enu nti wo mo pese atentene eye adwuma
Afe Emmanuel so afọ aka che Ghana for se ne ye hia bambo no posifo so hia bi saa pepepe
Omampanyini dada His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a wotu Frankama NDC amanyoko no wasise nyame ye nadom na wobefa Ghana adwane BMD a ene otim river no wono ankasa wobeye bridge nsamso kase e de afaso
Afei ensafufro emu enwasua mu obenfo akwabra from obo aten so kire se Ghana epese wonam abefo enkitahudie ene ho hihye abaso ediye
adehia wo mo ofanko na Tantra Hills ro ho no wo mo se ensuo ta se de ensuo kakra bi kura na ekwan ne yesie no wo mo akasa ho ye de ho amanebo ebebre mo
ensam no bi eka ho na ya trase enanwumre ye de ne nkiremu ebre mu yi
The wait is radio. Finally.
Any out ye Peace 104.3 FM Kasiano Niti NSMB and out ye no na yenko Adom 106.3 na yenko fa audience.
One more South Africa minus for Munina no AU4 etching Wamason Xenophobic in tea. Now, where do you bet your memo as from our home to and people on your corner? I had a jar horse and says, boy, the Bobino, and see grab a tram, you might be Japadia and who was someone to mana pass a what over Timosem. Now, Ghana, no senior West South Africa, no the Cocobo, Edema Ghana for Hoina, say, oh, we say, Sabre Ghana for Hoina, we are Joe, dear, there's some room. Board member and as a board chairman or Ghana Revenue Authority. I better just say I'm a Jumebi. I was to say, a quack one on a Japadia and was signed dear fem. My phone and I my phone, I better judge. The Edikai, a brana, one more quadri dino, mamma, near finding Transacunaso. I fed a toss me a noon, a dano, one more share boar, and they said, who here, Womoji about one, and unti, and I want them a G. Now, MPP Amano Kodumna, chairman Bako, Oko Laura. Constituency one chairman was say what DMP Piamando Conim Panifong yaw papa adentia. Some make us Sabiana catching up a was in Domino. So when you ye, when you be so pa, won't even try to dim a 2 months and him swadoka, a bra what you can one oka, was so good anymore, or Becca, I'm a man saying out as a papa sindum, one canocre. Way any
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Way any nsema hudo bia yetie na ya monitor ni ye pa ene ye de besumo se KOFI Radio Puduo Mr. Se wo hwe me e Facebook a obetimi e de comment aba e wo ho ye be kan e de ama sanso e na se wo hwe me e YouTube a memo akwa aba na Mr. Se number se de wetu dwa no e ya memfre efise ye video no first e wo Facebook and san ye de betu YouTube na ene ensemu a ebuboba a enye de a free South Africa mamu. And it's South Africa. And Crofua etiho a South Africa for a 2 Ghana for ni a before be eso sapa e my nimua and ya semwa e ya somewhere de. Niti through any Nigeria for alata ya for omutre se dwumadia alata for edin wo omukrodua nimu enwuma a omabia ni ade no omsu se adwuma no e ya omodia e na obi manso for alata for abepie mu okrodua nimu a omaje omadwuma yenti no e ha wo pa enu ntie nam so ne oba pa video bi ebeto monten mi anya bi hwe oba pa bansoro eto aso be nan ne ya wo afiri soro sesi form ne ko obi eja ne atwa tulimu na hyehyehyehye ne ahye wo se ne a wakodi bone no enye bone so no wakodi wa wadwuma a wo ye e na eho emfaso a wudi no omsu se chese wabaji omadwuma ye nanso nwuma bi wo ho a yemfa ne se aprabola mutete gata mutete no na yes South Africa ni osu se sika na ye de betua ne ka e wo sa adwuma no ho ne so a nanso wa wunim Ghana for abibifo yen adwuma no yenim se ye tu kwan kwese ye kopa bibia bafie enti adwuma bia ye benya bia no ye beye enti South Africa for no nye sa adwuma na omodwen se ye je omadwuma ye enti ama omutu Ghana for ne abibifo titiri Nigeria for eso sa na no na Nigeria for students a omuwo ewiase afana nyina omaka omho abom na omode ye won nsronko ekwa akoma South Africa fo a omunyuma ewo eye Nigeria se omumo nanso pe 7 days omo fa mpake omniema nyina se ye adwuma emfa ho ne adwuma na se watintim video dien yo Pakistan ne mani nyina na 7 days no so a bomodian ne bu aketem ne fo ani kire South Africa nyesa na se mo anhwe ne yie no mo anhwe ne yie a dia eni ene beye mo yenkotie sa eni ewo eye Peace 104.3 FM ensemu a ebeto odwa no ebi
ya wo ma besia firi so ho firi abrosan ya to aso be nwotwe na de brosan no so efom se ya zim na chese ayara ho sempa na no na South Africa mampani Cyril Ramaphosa kire se sa de no a ekoso ne mamu no etan eniwu enum guase kire se abote se e be kan sa de we e de abata onipa da sani asebi na adwene mu da ho eho.
So we want this to stop, and I want it to stop immediately. The people of our country want to live in harmony, and whatever grievance and concerns that people have, we need to handle it in a democratic way.
KOFI
we
Radio.
need to handle it by discussing concerns and problems that we may have. And we've done so very well in the past on a number of other very difficult issues. And this is precisely what we should continue doing. So there is just no justification whatsoever for any South African to go out of their way to attack people from other countries. We need to act in a way where we give respect to people from other countries and show them that they are welcome to be in our country. We need to deal with our own problems in a way where we sit down and discuss those issues with the various structures that we have. We cannot accept in other countries. Right now, we are part of the whole continent Africa Free Trade Area Agreement. So our drivers are now going to be afraid to drive vehicles in other countries. And there's just no justification whatsoever for people who have a sense that their jobs are being taken by people from foreign lands to attack them, to destroy properties, and actually to kill them. This must be stopped.
As I said, Radio. As I say, Jai, and Monimu, I say Jai. Now, South Africa, one more was swap for a post for any maso. Now, Betty actually. Ena wanoso kasai wanono nidi ene Bongani Nkongi na Bongani Nkongi de ochire se wono ohunfom so bia wo ho se woto mamu na oman no ma nkasa ntimi ni yie wo hwe omo asi abrosan a ya hoho omo ma to ka hyepe a hoho kese bibia hyepe oman no bia hoho de ade a na oman ma no transit sama hoho no be fa japade ati sa dia enye yie nto ne ohunu sanfom so bia ho omo ekura tuo sekan ne ade de bro ahoho no so wo se eye ade a wo de bo mo ankasa ho ban se be ya ahoho emefum wo mo japade enkongodie.
The question arises, and we must investigate also what is the law of South Africa says. How can a city in South Africa be 80% foreign nationals? That is dangerous. That in Hillbrow and the surrounding areas, South Africans have surrendered their own city to the foreign nationals. The nation should discuss that. You won't find South Africans in other countries dominating a city into 80%, because if we do not debate that, that necessarily means the whole South Africa could be 80% dominated by foreign nationals, and the future president of South Africa could be a foreign national. We are surrendering our land, and it is not xenophobia to talk truth. We fought for this land from a white minority. We cannot surrender it to the foreign nationals. That is a matter of principles. We fought for this country, not only for us, for the generations of South Africans. The arms that are being used here in Hillbrow are arms of war, which are unlicensed. The hijacking of buildings here in Hillbrow is a sign of taking over power. The question of dominance of foreign nationals in illegal trading and also businesses that are here in Hillbrow is an economic sabotage that is taking place against our people that were supposed to be those that are running those particular businesses.
KOFI Radio.
Now, one papa na adwene ya ne say South Africa for Japan and Kofa Fumafa. Enti Madia na wo and a mebajia, we nye Bonibia and a woman. Now, was the Adebaqua a hadron say? Say, or might is South Africa, na Japadia or Menumu, Abdrodi, woman in Akodia, one semino, natures or mine and Casano and Neneho. Enti Sabana Sanas or Mamma, sorry, dear, you Omodian, Omo Quagia, Omonia Bonibia, Tumobianfa, Bonnet and Asa for Busebianco to Omoso. Now, some way, and the Nigeria Memuso. Nigeria for be fu. Pa ama omuso akeka omo ewo ho na
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Enti ensam no sania etie eno no na yenko tie Nigerian students eye kokobo a omode mane eye South African owned companies a ewo Nigeria krom no na sesia yenya ne ntie se Nigeria fo bi abawura MTN offices ene Shoprite stores I want Nigeria almost so a demand they say hey say mukromu for a 2 year and a monso mon packing tem na munkomu krum na yemfa eno enwo hansa na yenikan enkotie ensemu a Nigerian Student Association for ewo edemane eye xenophobia attack ekoso ewo South Africa no
Yemi Osabajo, Wadena no atum se ade bi a etan a eni kwan se ebisida enti mpanimfo mfa wonansi fo mani manimu ya na wo monye ho adwuma efise eba ne se ne te ne se ye no ane se na amene se obi a wo free Nigeria no wo South Africa na ye ku no wo bra wo ye legal business adwuma wo ye na emra kwan so ene wo ye adwuma no enye Nigeria fo nkwan ye bro wo mo a ye ku wo mo sesa wo munwuma esesa wo musika Somalia fo ka ho ene other nationals anasa foreign nationals inti Ghana for Korano, Wamu Ebetimi Aka, Namoma Yenti Nigeria Mampany Abedi tree.
This recent attack is again is a condemnable act. It is very sad and very unfortunate that the lives and livelihoods of Nigerians living in South Africa is once again being destroyed with such wantonness and with such carelessness and recklessness. It's very, very sad indeed. And again, I think it's unfortunate. Nigeria has invested a great deal, not only in the destruction of apartheid and the pulling down of apartheid, but again, this is all contrary even to the very ideas that all of the great leaders of South Africa fought for, including the current president. You know, this level of bigotry, this sort of bigotry is just terrible and it's so completely unacceptable. I believe that Mr. President has already spoken about this. Obviously, we're very concerned about this, and we certainly intend to take this up with the authorities in South Africa and to ensure that this sort of thing does not repeat itself. It is absolutely unconscionable.
KOFI Radio.
Any ayeti ye Nigeria mampenya bedi eche Oluyemi Oluleke Yemi Osabajo na owie ye no ena Nigeria for womu adesua for nkabomukuo aye friend the National Association of Nigerian Students NANS and womu so ye centrofo ehia mu no womu say enwuma e wo Nigeria womu free South Africa no womu enama akoma konsom 7-day ultimatum womu sesa womu kukuru womu nkaka free Nigeria honko womu kurum enti adwuma biara I want Nigeria. I want to see South Africa. Ne woman pay woman in my way. If said the air coso South Africa no, and yasafim some Nigeria for Bra, I was South Africa man kwanku dear. A Tomokoye Juma, then they take to who dear so a could be a peja to a mumudia. And ya won't for South Africa no about Nigeria now dija and ya kokra. Nasa Jumedia Kosia National Association of Nigerian Students and Central for Shimu. Now what dear Nibre Ekasei. Wamu HMuse. And penifo bebre and edu womu shemu bie na wo Gemteni ma National Diaspora Commission and dini Abike Dabiri Erowa wono and ehhehye de ma womo ewa Abuja and no and Nigerian Students Association womo president efeno Danielson Bamideli Akpan wo gire mu ekasaye mama yentie no.
We therefore wish to officially ask all South African businesses, please, journalists, do not edit this. Say it the way I'm saying it, that South Africans henceforth should leave Nigeria. With all their businesses, Nigerian students are not joking about it. And we are giving 7 days ultimatum for this action to be carried out.
Enya se yedi agro eni bre pa eni yede kasa asem no. Ye ma mo nanso mo nsesa mo ne ma na mo mfiri krom hanko. Edwuma biara monko na asem ya abaye xenophobic attack ya ekoso e was South Africa yi yenim se Ghana fo bebre wo mo so South Africa wo mo ye adwuma ebi yetre welderfo ebi tepentenkwa mesinfo ene ade enti ye busa se wo mo so wo mo bambosam etise fisi ye giri se abedi ka de krata badadada abe condemn attack ekoso e wo South Africa na so de niema na edi gu akwam ye kwa homa no so ne Ghana ban nam senior wo South Africa Openyi Owura George ayisi boaten na ye ne na twetwe nkomo edi afa wo no aboye ama ye niema aban edi egu akwam afa ho se de be ya e bambo ho nsem Ghana for mo South Africa benya bambo se de ye tu ni patchene fra brosan e to so nwotwe emma empanifo nkwada na ye ku wo mo yaya no ye busa se Ghana fo mo ho no aban hye ye ben odi egu akwam di ama wo mo na die no mbetimi aye se dipa no se ba bi wo no danger bi wo ho a ese so wo ya hweyi a wo be ye den se ye nsaka wo panyi George yisi boatia ye ne no ebetwetwe nkomo na
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
We nsem a efi South Africa eba na we Nigeria fo ena de omano atumu a se tintontan mo pamo yen a yenso ye pamo mo afi mu kro mu ni Nigeria fo ye ususu se ne papa mu ampa obetimi e de comments aba e Facebook live no ase ye bekan e de ama na was South Africa xenophobic attack ya ho ene ye kosoa e ka ho asem na yenko city nkotie se ne city FM4 e kan omonsem efa sa attacks yi ho ene nea opani a oye international relations expert ono so e kan fa ho ne nika nko city nkoti ho nomra
I witness news now
a few human lives lost in the course of the skirmishes.
KOFI Radio.
Doing for some time, it keeps on flaring and off, but this time around it's been very devastating in terms of money loss, in terms of car dealership burned, shops of foreign nationals looted, and of course a few human lives lost in the course of the skirmishes.
Are there specific areas that these attacks are happening, or it is in the generality of the country?
Let me tell you, for now, it's in 2 provinces of the country. It's like in a Ghanaian context, it's in Boahafo and it's in Greater Accra. It's in KwaZulu-Natal, that is one of the biggest provinces of South Africa. And of course, Gauteng province. Gauteng is where I'm living, the Johannesburg area, and Gauteng is the economic hub of South Africa. 45% of the national GDP is generated from this province.
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Enti senia amane boni no kire e South Africa no ono ho no o kire se baabi mienu e na saade no ekoso nanso no Ghana ni bia ni ho a omadi kan atese kire se ne ho aka e saa ade mu no e na eda nyame ase wo nanso no ye besre se South Africa fo ne ebejai sa ne omo ye no na yesu se emfa kwa mu wasansem kro ye mu no international relations expert a kire se onim aman ahodo enkasa ho ne jese ensawoso no onim ho asempa na o kire se ade a ekoso e South Africa no emwa kura yenkotie se ne o kan no e Peace 104.3 FM so
yeah no ya me no ya ho de say
erade adom na nso
ya me adom yankopon de a chairman me ho ye
yo prof be enfie mienu nie e na South Africa foi omo ye sa de ya na ja ye ka ho asema ene ekoda kakra na se de eko no asan ba biom ye de asema prof
yo menu ameda su bebre mamenchi a woni wotiefo nyina ye da masena adwuma pa mo ye magana fie no kra ye menu a wo hia ebru mienu ebi se 2015 no Nigeria for kra frɛ wo mo ambassador no wo South Africa. Enti yiri ye ekoso na ejai kakra. Na ne ache ni se edu tem bia juma bi wo ya yi for South Africa for no mpeso mbeye. Enti ahogo ne beye. enti ebasa nso a 77 predators ya na accommodate South Africa for no come soon nim say any emurane ensem na nam enti obi akom de no enchekwa na de boafo enti ni akoso sese no ya betumi aka say eniama bi wo ho a koye papa so mo yesan ka businesses ekoso no abanu tumi ye bibi say wo momma local content mrem ti say Ghana ye wo businesses bi a ye yesa no na che say womo mo be fa nipa no womo fa South Africa for bi won say womo no akatua bi wo ho a wanyisimo ya the South Africa for na ne de be ma hoho no ya na such South Africa for no enti South Africa for no kura bi wo ho aduma no wo nye na hoho na akogye aye basa so na akogye ni bre enti anu nyina ka ho ntina sansense me ekosui
Prof ayako ayano ayesa na ada South Africa no ebibire mu ase sabi o wam kwa ne nyansa wam kwa na wajapade enti no de wam ye onyi ni sa ase omo ya na eti wo hwe wo mo omo ya na eti wo hwe wo mo nti na ye wo mo de eno omo kwa na de omo wia na omo di wia na omo san ba no
yeah me no me dance be brace so bi sasa yes sabi o ye nyina ka ho ne ye ko apartheid yo enti apartheid free ho a enta enuano baba say ye nyina trase na ye adwuma asodwem nanso edu time bi a ya na ntisa na ntisa nti adwuma bi wo ho aho enta South Africa for no be edu time bi kura no mo akisu Africa countries a wo mo ba ho ne say sabi previous on mo ton no money and ya marry bebre so na yes abandon in the system every say international law no just say obi ba ukroma send your tie bia no e so bon ho bai enti say individuals wo ho a wo mu person mo de mra no show mo nsem a yes abandon bo modern no de in the system normal wo mu ye say no ma wo say police for any amrepa nsem bi kura say abanka no police officers na eka say wo mo ka kire wi ase nyina ayesa na je say abano oya to sima kakra nje so bi ne sifem na sani akaye anya say ye ko aye no ayesa na etoko sa ayesa ye nyina ya Africa for Africa wo ye hia Ghana kra adwuma mienu asopa no ayesa South Africa for dia wo bia ayi more say wo Ghana ya South Africa for na control casino wo bia MTN South Africa for dia enji so mo ye we na ya hwe yi a ebetumi aginsemu na wokunkum Africa for bi wo ho no a obi so de mrado be hye nsa some so mo businesses wo a yenso ye be ko ho eyesa so a enye ma Africa yina enji so abando hwe yi na nia eyeso ye bia o ye na ntokwa no ne nsensem no no asi na ye tumi ntra ho hwe ni saa so on diplomatic level AU so far at their meetings no mo hwe ni ye no mo nka se be ya asubie betumi aba Africa
Prof yes sabio na ntwa na so odene de kasa wotia ne kai ende obete na de aba bona so ho obete South Africa for ye ba ko bi anka hwe ankyere mo ye mi no bi anka hwe ankyere mo Nigeria for say okay sa na tie de a ene Monsoso, some de yen so de bayamunti, and then Nigeria for some rantie, atiasi group. Ama enkita undi adwuma ko kese ba ko for business purposes they mean money din we fidie so no. Oma ko mo office ba ko akwa se no. Afa Nigerian Students Association say, Oma ma South Africa adwuma bia e wo man no mu no, enafu anson. Omo fam free o man no, omo fam free ho a, ene ade ani ene ebeye wo mo. Onzanka Africa nyina yesede Nigeria for ye ya nka beboa
media omo akra so we Africa so in terms of economy no South Africa and Nigeria enti ubetumi aka say tokwasam kakra bi ana say competition bi wom kakra na say Nigeria so ntumi trase ma South Africa for no nyania da bia wo mo ye enti nia ekoso Nigeria no say Nigeria banso de ne sifem no hwe na nkoye say tit for tat yes Africa no Africa for baby Africa businesses be our baby say na Ghana kra akopre nya say African trading na ye do headquarters e beba hai na sɛ countries mmienu akɛseɛ mmienu wɔ Africa no wɔn ahyɛ aseɛ sɛ wɔn yɛ wei a menyi ne sɛ ɛbɛma edwa bi a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛdi na Africa no koraa ɛbɛma na kɔ yie nti ɛyɛ ade a yɛ sɛ AU do wɔn na ɛsi fam na wɔn hwɛ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛtumi asɔ ano koraa na ebi mma bio ɛnti sɛ nea yɛpɛ sɛ yɛyɛ biara no ɛbɛyɛ adwuma yɛhunu yɛntumi mma African trade no nkɔ so sɛ nea yɛpɛ no.
Prof, and you may peace news now.
Coffee Radio.
Yo, many are the Masubre, yet the Masuna, Mapamo, Yamagana, Yakubo Shambre.
I mean, now we shall. So, international relations expert, Oye Dean, Faculty of Law and Governance, the King's University College, Professor Kwame Ajenim Boating, and Yeneno, Etchin, and Common.
Coffee Radio, the all around radio station for breaking news.
Na, and someone else South Africa, and I'm so I'm a Nigeria for. Emrantie ne mabawa bia sorry ewo Nigerian companies companies was Nigeria krodua de mu a oyɛ South Africa for dia no egusua ama no homne so kra ma sesia no ente ayanya ene se enam so ama Nigeria police ni ashutu nipa baako ama ne afa so ato anananom ewo nse do na senia almost stormy Shoprite ewo Nigeria no sei enene no ebi ye twigu ahoma so a me pese ye nyina ye ntie bi ne mfa ntu ye hofo.
Coffee Radio. Radio. Coffee Radio. Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Enti ote pen na manfo gba ben na hey glass and anomo papa ne sa no. Companies a omo gidi se South Africa for dia and Nigeria for start etu so sa no na yen abibrem hafo kra en ye ho sei na ne obi man so omo a ye twa bosompo akwa chiri America ne importem omo so etu sa na mo hi a ye gidi se ebebo ana yenko Facebook ne yenko hwe comments a free ho eba na ka chire kwabena stay safe and a hose dompe say, hey, Africans doing this to their fellow Africans. Ayo minua, ye ho, and ye try ebro ye hu kun ye hu. And Rahina Zakaria say, minua, BKM Kofi, I see you clear. Na nkrofo egusua send the comment ne ba ya ira segbe fiase hello na na sefa I see you clear pudo yes sa na yanko soro kakra ne nhwe Ella Bianca se yema mpanifo no ewo se omutimi ekọ no mko bowuram na sebe ya South Africa fo no omuntimi empra ana omunse Ghana ni bia adwuma ana se omunkumu bia ema enye ade ebe asefem sem ama Ghana fo nyina ena kafui praise se hwan ene wo proof se Nigeria fo no mo ho no wo mo ton enubone hwan ene wo sa proof no esa na ase we South Africa for ho yaw pa ena Robert anani se ewo se ye face fact na sa nienti a ama nkrofo eye sa nyina ne se untimi nko bi man so na unkoton nu bone ene ade no ena megidi se kafu yi responde ye no we Robert anani adwenkyere na yenkosoro na yenhwe ehon so bie na Harulahi Sofo Sulemana say South Africa for aden mo yayam ho sem yamwa na enipa ena oye onyongo sa na we die asefem sem nsese ye koso kra na we die sebe na mo yayi ena kafu yi asan de abase African Union and ECOWAS we ye can useless company and a useless group we what ewiase amamu ha omudi mu akoten ewo se omutimi di omunansi form na ade a ekoso ewo South Africa no omujai na Omega Queens esa pepepe eno de efo aso na ohima ama amponsa se nia ekoso no ensese ekoso because before ya mu na ye queen ne ba na sa ase abrofo ne tenchen a ombehuru yen yo se na hwe o mo ankasa ho kura no wo mu ntimi entena yi na o mo ba betena ye kurum ha. Love Peace Morris say o mayache love adiasa ogana no so abokura kakra na no nwotwe abo na taw yenye fast na yenkofa other stories ni bi ansan kra na no nwotwe no abo na Kwame Nkrumah suapon mu wo Kumase na empanyifo a eda school na no ezuzu se signals a omo peki tirim se anhwa na pinchen ene menteme ho ase ebesore wo hosa internam so ama opening a ono ene minister oda Asante Mantamu osoafo Simono se mensa a kire se wa declare school no se eho security zone enu ntine finda kopem se ono abesan yi sa atabo na fi ho no obi ani ho betimi a demonstration na so betimi a pinchen bia wo ho yenkotie na mane bono senia ekoso wo City FM.
Thank you very much and good evening. We have intelligence. Some people would like to cause trouble.
KOFI Radio.
The key USC campus. And in order to avoid the Regional Security Council are taking a number of decisions and measures to ensure that we maintain the peace on campus. So the area has been declared
KOFI Radio.
And that's a security zone. You cannot demonstrate there. You cannot do anything that will break the public order. So for now, all demonstrations within KNUS have been put on hold, and nobody can do anything. That is what we mean by it.
Honorable, forgive me, but I'm having difficulties hearing you. I believe there's a challenge with the network. If you could kindly restate the position you just stated, I'll be. Does that mean that there will be more security men deployed to the school?
Exactly. That's what we are going to do.
What numbers have we?
I cannot communicate those things.
But would that not put frights in the students and lecturers, because this is an academic zone, isn't it?
It should rather give them assurance of their safety.
Are you gagging democracy on the campus of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology? Because demonstrations are key parts of democracy, aren't they?
I'm very happy that we are talking about democracy. Democracy works within the rule of law, and what we've done is within the rule of law, and it's legal.
Your opening statement said you are issuing this statement because of information you've gathered about intended disturbance of the peace. Can you share more light on that, exactly what these intended disturbances are?
We are not going to give out all the intelligence that we picked. In security, at any point in time, you should know the type of information that is needed for public consumption. What we put out there is what is needed for public consumption for now. We are not going beyond that.
Okay, by this intended disturbances, does it just include demonstrations, or there are other plans that you may have gathered?
What we said is that anything that will breach the public order, anything that will breach that.
We have seen a statement from a group of people. Now, a story that our correspondent just sent to us said that student leadership at the KNUST have appealed for calm among members of affected male halls of residence, which were recently converted to mixed ones. Now, the leadership, according to our correspondent, says its attention has been drawn to some social media publications concerning threats of protests by some students and alumni suspected to be from the Unity or Conti and the university, that's Katanga halls. Is this the reason for which you issued this statement, sir?
Maybe that's the reason they had their press conference. We have our intelligence, and what I've told you, at this point, what we need to put out is what is out there. And I'm not going beyond that.
Fantastic. How long is this going to be in place for?
So long as we realize the security threat is there. Because this is a warning signal. We had a warning signal the first time the demonstration occurred, and we saw the mass destruction that happened on campus. We are not going to allow that to happen this time.
So no student on campus of KNUST can demonstrate until further notice?
You cannot. It's a security zone now.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time, Honorable Simon Osei Mensah.
Very grateful to you too. Thank you.
Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Any LTA Honorable Minister Simon Osei Mensah ono ena Ashanti Regional Minister na security ono sign down no Ashanti region ena yete nka no na apia Mensah nam 1 ono ena epani a oda men's gold ano ene okopie mu court a sisia no omo charge no na enkan no na ne charge no 16 counts na so make us say adru 61 counts a yentie sene amanebo no so ne nchechiremu no sene so peace city fm na yenkotie sene no so ho na number 1 charges no say ene no so ho asem etie.
Now, the charges include defrauding by false pretense, abetment to defraud by false pretense, running a deposit business without requisite license, abetment of sale of minerals without a license, sale of minerals without a license, abetment to unlawful deposit taking, and money laundering. Nana Appiah Mensah, also known as NAM1, is on a 1 billion cedi bail and expected to return to the court on the 23rd of October 2019. I've been joined in studio now by my colleague, Isaac Wilberforce Mensah, who is also a private legal practitioner. Isaac, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Now, reviewing them from 16 to 61. So moving from 61 counts to 61 counts. What does that mean?
Yeah, from 16 to 61. You know, I think it's born out of the fact that initially counsel for Nana Appiah Mensah, Kwame Kufu, did make the statement that, you know what, you're saying that 16,000 people have been defrauded by my client. So provide a list of these 16,000 and how much is owed these people. So born out of that, of course, the police would want to, I think that's the mindset behind the police increasing the number of counts. Remember, increasing the number of counts doesn't necessarily mean the charges specifically are different. Okay. So maybe count 1 on 24th February, Nana Appiah Mensah did take X amount from Kwabena Menu to do XYZ. On count 2, on so and so date. So it does not really change the fact. So the substantive offenses here are, or the salient point here, or what the main thing he's being charged with is the defrauding by false pretense, which is contrary to Section 131 of Act 29, that's the Criminal Offences Act. And the maximum punishment for this particular offense is 25 years. So irrespective of the number of counts, and the disadvantage to the prosecution at this point is that by increasing the number of counts, you are going to further drag your case.
Okay.
So we are, from what I'm seeing, we're expecting more time in court. I don't see this case being lasting for less than 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Yes.
It will go more than 5 years.
It will take a long time because you are not just proving. You are facing a lawyer like Kwame Kufu. So the onus, per the Evidence Act, the onus now lies on the prosecution. So you, the prosecutor, you are now supposed to prove, not just prove. This is not a civil standard. This is a criminal standard. So you are supposed to prove beyond reasonable doubt that the charge that you are bringing against this particular individual or this suspect, the accused at this point, it indeed holds water.
But does raising the number of counts to 61 have anything to do with the complainants behind, or the witnesses, I mean the names of the 16,000 people that the lawyer has asked to be unveiled?
Well, some prosecutors do bear the perception that if I'm bringing more complainants, I stand a chance of securing a conviction. However, it's usually better for expedient reasons, obviously, to have fewer complainants who are very eloquent and can actually put their case across. Because at the end of the day, even if we are bringing on 16,000 alleged or purported complainants, you're still going to have the sentence will run concurrently. So it does not, it won't increase the sentence in any way, and it might even give you a weaker case sometimes if those you are bringing forward as victims of such a case or as witnesses are not able to substantiate your case very much. It might actually work against you.
I see. I see the word abetment running through. What does that mean?
Abetment is an inchoate offense. So whether whether abetment, attempt, conspire. Abetment is when 2 or more people, more or less, plan a criminal activity. Then you say you did abet to commit this particular offense.
So after this, what happens? He goes to court, and what happens?
After this, the prosecution will have to prove that indeed he is guilty of what he's being charged with.
So the case is effectively started.
It has indeed started.
And you are, based on what you've seen,
I'm expecting a really long trial.
More than 5 years.
I'm expecting more than 5 years.
Thank you, Isaac Weber for Semensa.
Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Na chese na mwan hon sem no sei na etie na yento aso na yenko ya nimu a MPP Belgium na chese ensem a edikan eba ne se eye secretary ene ne nkrofo bi yeto abama omo as MPP general secretaries ene empanifo ewo Belgium no ase omo nyom djuma yie na chese secretary amanebo ene se wadane yie contractor na MC ahodo any shows ahodo ena okọ na no ena opani ebegirem se ensem a ne namfofo ni bi eka no kra bi anim na wabo adwuma pa esese yetua na ka yie enye ensem a ase animguase sem ena omokafa ne ho na se wase ye na ye na afi ujai ekobo no kro no sen yentie ne nkyeremu no sene odema ewo adom 106.3 FM so
Coffee
Radio. Over national organizer no. Over a picture try with Facebook one. O do I know for no crime no. At least some crowd would to be for a program be a gada sika. And Java for both to crown us for a hand over 3,000 would come to me and Mumbo buy what to me crime raise 1 cent for 1 cent to me. Some man start to say more your baby. You better catch them. You better catch them. Sanya.
And now I'm an answer. Was so penny a jarco de cradi jai, Papa. And I just want one chance not just send a cocoa times any. Just say, won't you not dear obey him? The Buba Fusia, when you have a tobacco cry. 1 person better will be Canadian, and you are not just a tradition to him. Nadia Charter than Karemu Crane, Madame Frefo, Acusia Yamiche, or some man dear one Fred Manubium, or Jamana Guho, and Wabahana, school feeding a Jagana for Enka Crackrano, or also by Gibia, or Yenha, the way and Yentina to Abama one will be some amino.
MPP Belgium. Zavi neza zavi mwenye na dane na mukupunu. Since I get two abamamo, debia meka. Nuka kamuzina same hajine. Na chama jari ungwanda nimzanya delete ni free platform so. Na nye MPP Belgium ka minim partia sabio obiade ne pe na be join. Na ye create general platform. Chairman timeka say because Wachana gina wuntimi supporting tino. Wo you efrem. So obi kana gina also kawa green tino. Yo you efrem. Na ya za okra no supporting democracy. Na we so ya chairman. We ya chairman. Chairman na oba coordinating meeting krompa. Hu agenda ni tini nenim. Na maame woman organizer mo wo jai kwadwuma wa kwakotena Ghana. And as a school feeding program na wo yo sedayo. Any ateza wo ya chaza wo per contract. And we ja hono mo. Na ba umia ba ayira ba krom hano mo. Na ma ya mo kode na makwakohia no. Na kwakubu amawom. Say on the question in the name of Ghana Council. Look, mommy just has stomach politics na you kromano. Opportunist.
Aha, di we Belgium kere Japan no. Ana ote na yankwa homa no so we de yanto to manwa. We opani wono ana ya twerefo opani de mama nyuko ne fa Belgium set Debra Odro. Na na hotede ne ranking member. Eyamo akwaba eba Ghana opani ranking member.
Yeah, me no amejo so na nwumre.
Yo. Na mo yate amanyuko de ahya mo nsa. Wamu atiye ebraso ya to abeti ama mo aba mo ba ya mo de chese yeso de adane MCD na wudie na ayi ase na wato amanyoko no atwene asemu yi ano sei
Coffee Radio
ne rika me je otiefo ne awomamo ehwe wo so mesre kakra na mesre ne ze o se de adwuma no adane de MCD nipa de wo talent o so yusu ni na Yedikai, say a voice via Muboy, a branch no, see a friend, and yes,
Pepe,
and somewhere or the Titano, our hope, now air ferry, now a year new, and so say if you a year bedroom, Hakurana, Eba, and I Atiashite, if you are seeing that. Maybe I met me a mark at the actual say, yet two Abba, Emma, ye bed far, MPP, a Kunya, ye word you may. Everything a year 2017. Abepin and they. Esan say
ye de atu ya no so se ye pese ye adwuma ni ye ba ye ne ye wo chapter mako and 9 ye si amene wo ka sei ya pre at the chapter mako yenu abeka ho within 1.5 years adentina ye de sa de ni si ye ni so ye de si ye ni so se ye peni se eye Europa e bebenti no chapter ye beti e wo city bia no city bia benya chapter enti ye de judgment na sie ni so aye ya ye see it was stand abeka ho ye de tin na abeka ho na me ya doma next this month ye so enko na wie no ye call ye gite ho so de abeka ho enti aduma dan e na on pese ye nye ana se opese ye eda aduma ban
wo mo kire se eja wo mo se wo sanka amanyuko no bra no dua na nka ja mo afre meeting na mo aye bia nso muti wei Germany de mo betu mirika ko ba se Belgium ho pa de mo befre bia de lalai
me pa cho ye call ye last general meeting ye no on the 1st of more platforms one screenshot to metro ye last general meeting ye call on the 1st of June e wo bravos ye meetings ye rotating meetings no the core chapters ni na ye last but one general meeting ye no ye e wo Kent the last general meeting ye on the 1st of June the next general meeting ye call 3 months ye kwa ye eno so e wo Louvain
KOFI Radio
general meeting ono sameno busa say that was the last time our general meeting.
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
We ensem a ekoso e wo Belgium MPP mu na yemra Ghana MPP mu nso eno nso Laura MPP chairman o kyerese MPP kyerese animguase a waje e wo MPP ho adwuma a waye o mu nyina afedie wo yare ye na MPP o hwe anim se ombeba beboa na ase aye kabode wo wayare akoda hospital kura ame atwa ne nan nanso MPP aban no ase omunhu se bibisa ekoso eya na ye na asefem sempa ye ne ya se efiso yare da ho chese MPP mpanyifo bia ni wa waba besra ne mpo aka se a chairman ya waya man wa tifi mantem ha de ye da se na de ajiwe kura fa tokosu ahira wa no nan so da ho saa ye de ne eba akra ha kura beda reja beda ha che pa ansa no mutwa ne nan kura enso MPP atwio mani se omuhu ne ekoso MPA ono ena ogina mu edi akagina mu eme chese yeyi no ebetu hotel bi mani di ho 3 months eye opani a ono ena no deputy trade minister ono chese no kra no edu mre bi na eka hotel kanti ofre opani a wonfa ne phone ema eno ono a ne kon ya tu akai ena tito kopre mu ewo Laura na opani ba ko obetimi abọ na baso akaso no obesra na no kra no wo twam akwani ba bi ena otisa nti obo ewura ho eye opani Kennedy Japan no ena obesra no na MPP yesa na asomu ye yi ni boni aye na yentie se ne a chairman ekire mu ekire Adom FM fo
meti ho kwa ma ya juma ma party no na me ba yare me na me ba kra ere hospital no mo atwa me nan ba ko ne pa me ye party member say na ya atwa me nan ba ko na ne pa so a me boa no so no oye MP ne ye honorable Anthony Befa Kabo nte me da do tamwa ne pa ba tia me ye party panyin na ye honorable Kennedy Japan we atwa me nan 4 days oba ho no me yirim so cry adwane bra no ho dakro na ogba ebe wura ya o se o chairman na wo so nto wodi an so po na ye da pia bontene da chi na me MP ni meka che me se o mo se o kulo no wu ya mbe bo me na makose te left e ba ba ye kakra me si nte me da dota mo 28 days na ye yi me ba a Down hotel we go MP na de me ba ho nte me da hotel so be for man they do me bi mpo no omo frɛ MP na ese on timi fa call na omo do danda me kana me so matu aka no bi
eti our hosam way MPP chairman Laura Constituency Alhaji Muhammad and yatene kanu ato
KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station.
Yeah, one way chairman ti momra me twa no ka nyina ma no one dia catris kakra bi mpo mo support no ebesi na obi amu ano
ma transfer nipa kwato aba ma party wo me kuro ndi enumpo anya sika keto a ni sika sponsor nipa ewo kuro wo mamoto aba ma party no na wo yare a me nyari po na omo ama me fia se me gina me nan so me tima kwape adoni abedi na ne a me se nan ba ko de o ye da san kwa ya ajuma bi ajuma din a o ye me ntimi nyedu nka wo se be fast one na ya hono dokono ndi me bua kakra me so ma yare die ni da ho din so abedi o mo sama se wo se nka mo fe nyame na mo so eye bibi ma me se hu se bia me so ma ya de kakra
Etelaji no ana tese na ra wasam Laura constituency chairman Alhaji Mohammed Nidienye.
Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Xenophobic attack ekoso ewo South Africa no na yenya ntiezesi ase Zambia nanka omone South Africa ewo international friendly match memenda ebe edomonim nanso no Zambia Football Association ZFA sisia no omatro letter abase oma cancel match no because omusuro se anhwa na omobekọ akobo ball no na edempin teme ho ase eni pinchen aba omusuro se emwa omunti ene ma omagina so oma cancel match no enti wo a ohwe nim se Saturday bafana omone Zambia ebebo ball no mpacho amaso na ne krakra mu ensem a edi etwato ewo nepuduo mu no ene se former President John Dramani Mahama odgusua ebon ntoa na wakopie mu ewo Oti region na dambai enokopie na dambai okoho eno okire se MPP abai osusu se omo anyade a ewo se Ghana yesan emo second chance na 2020 abatu onimu yemo akonwa no etena so biem efise ono no nia waka se wawe eye kotoda no kaso beria ayikrowa yanyi na chinye enti no ebetumi a tumie no yensan emfama ono His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama na omeji abanwa ne ntena so na so obetena so a dambai ensu eda ho no obeye etwene meka bridge atoso na eko ba na se utwamu a wonsan enkoforo subonto boat na de atwansuo ne ama ensemu a aya na enye da efiri ho eba won a omu boat no adi muntum ama nkrofo awu no ensan emabiem sanso ena yepanto ase bia enso asem ni ho no achi so no wobo market women and traders say wo Oti region capital no dambai ano ho ba se omuma no tumi no no san ebetena abanwa so se Ghana mampani a obesi market no ama omo a yentie senia owesa edema Peace FM no.
Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Ushesanya dambai ejum nesitia meba mefa jomnumu asana meba lorry station Fata capital of Oti region Semene munim se mikasa meto kwa nechese 90 abos
Coffee Radio. Coffee Radio.
Capital of the region. I know if you are buying kakra until say your bar Miss Anshe Sadio, a brand you are buying your engineers be ever musui. And on me a feasibility study. Say you just say to me, I bridge and try to show this.
Coffee Radio.
Now, I said, I pray you are buying all the sad reports in the buy, and so Anchebia any fee a buy. It's Yamea Adum, Namisan Yamea Adumoso. Yaba fast reports when you share engineering drawings. Now, say a Yamina pair, Yabaya Kuduruku, and so.
Coffee Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news.
Any LTA a former Ghana president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ena o shebono na pro bono kra no or the infoni bi abegu social media or sit damanko pasa ekwan yade a MPP aban atu na saura a oba obesan abeye na omo atimi adi e wo sa kwan so ene pudu a me de bre wo no eha ene bre e makwan amam de asi edin a meje so ene nana sefa hnibobo koso ane kan ho na ye won sempa e de mamo makramo.
The wait is over. Finally, the most awaited radio station is here. KOFI Radio, the all-around radio station for breaking news,